Hello, in this video we are going to show you how to implement MoPub into your Cocos 2D.js application for iOS using the Cocos helper. It's really simple, like pretty much everything in the helper. MoPub allows you to display ads, and what's great about it, you can customize the ads. So if you wanted to advertise, let's say, one of your other games or one of your other services or products, MoPub easily allows you to do that. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you've actually set up Cocos Helper for iOS. If you haven't, don't worry, there'll be a link in the description. Plus there will be a separate video for Android if you're interested in that. Once you've done that, you want to go onto the MoPub website, create an account, it's completely free. And once you're on MoPub, the dashboard, you want to go to inventory. Then you want to add a new app. So just select your platform. So I was going to put an app name. I'm going to put helper.js iOS test. Put an iTunes URL. It requires a URL. So you can either put the actual URL of your application if you have one, or if you don't, put something temporary. What I like to do is just put one of our existing game URLs. So I just go into the App Store, just use one of our existing game URLs, paste that into there, select a category, so games and entertainment. You can choose an icon file if you want. Then create a ad unit. So I'm just going to show you a ad banner, but you can easily use the full screen ad as well. I'm going to leave the name as banner ad. Click save and view code integration. And what we want is actually this ad unit ID right here. So if we just copy it, go to your project, go to the SCH settings file. In here, scroll down and go to the add unit ID right there. As you can see, you can add a interstitial as well. It's very simple. And then once you've done that, you want to go to orders, add a new order, and now just name your order something. So helper.js order advertiser. I'm just going to put test advertiser from Sonar. Put a description if you want. All of this you can just generally leave as default, and from here just make sure you select the actual application that you just created, as was helper.js iOS test. So click that, keep scrolling down, and now save and view. We're almost done and ready to start coding. We need to add a new creative. Now in here is the actual ad that we're going to be displaying. You can choose an image, text and title, some HTML. It's going to use a banner ad and just have an image. The name I'm going to leave it as default. Click URL, which is optional, basically allows you to specify a URL if the user clicks on it. So I'm just going to put our website, so sonarsystems.co.uk, put an image file. What works best is 320 by 50 pixels. We've got an image on the desktop at that resolution, so just click save. So now that this is done, if we click preview, as you can see, it actually shows our ad right there. So it's that simple to set it up on MoPub. What we want to do now is actually enable MoPub. So if we set this to true, and what we need to do now is add the MoPub framework. So if you go to the folder that you downloaded from GitHub, go to the iOS frameworks, unzip MoPub base, and in there, or the folder that gets unzipped, copy the entire folder and just go to your frameworks folder, paste it into there. I've already got it, so I'm just going to replace it, and you just drag that onto your frameworks folder. Make sure your options are set to the same as mine. Click finish. And then once that's done, what we need to actually do is start adding some extra frameworks. They are basically listed in a comment next to MoPub, and I've also put them in Sublime Text so I can easily see them without switching back and forth. So it's just easier for this video. So if you just go to your project, build phases, scroll down, go to link binary with libraries, and now in here put add support.framework. core graphics, which is already added by default. Next, you need core location.framework, core telephony.framework, core telephony.framework. We need the event kit. We actually need both event kit frameworks, so add them. We need foundation, which is already added by default. We need game controller.framework, game controller, and we need game kit, so let's just do them in one go. We need message UI, message UI.framework, media player.framework. We need Quartz core, which is added by default, storekit.framework, storekit.framework, system configuration.framework, and we need UI kit, which is already added there. The final two things to do before we actually start displaying an ad is to add some linker flags. Again, I've just got them in a comment or on my Sublime text file right here. So if you go to your project root, go to build settings, scroll down all the way to linking, go to other linker flags and double click, click plus, put -objc, capital O and capital C, then go to build phases. And this part is annoying, but you only need to do it once for each project. So select all the MoPub files. Just keep scrolling down. The way I usually do it is just keep scrolling down until I hit a file that isn't related to MoPub. Basically, you can see MoPub SDK /. And now what you want to do is copy and paste that line. Just double click on the compiler flags. They got deselected, so let's just select them again. So just double click anywhere on the compiler flags section. It's not popping up what should be popping up. Basically a little window should pop up like that. A little window should pop up like that. So let's just select it again. Weird why it didn't pop up. Okay, that's really weird. I'm just going to do it in small chunks. If that happens, just try and do it in small chunks. Like I said, this is probably the most annoying part of the MoPub SDK process, but once this is done, you don't need to do it again for your project. So if you just keep scrolling down, seems to be appearing okay now. Probably just jinxed it right there. Keep scrolling down, double click, add the flag, do the same again. But you're anxious to start running MoPub. It's not long now. Keep doing it, keep going. Okay, so now that we're actually done with this, what we can actually do is, yeah, that's appeared. We can actually just go to our settings file, make sure everything is enabled that we need, aka MoPub, make sure we've got the banner, add unit ID, and the interstitial, so we're going to display an interstitial. And now what we want to do is go to our app.js, and when the application loads, we're going to do sonar Cocos helper .mopub dot, and an easy way to see what methods are available, because Cocos TDJS and Xcode combined does not bode well for IntelliSense. Go to sonarframeworks.js, just search for MoPub, and in there, so we got show banner ad, hide banner ad, show full screen ad. So it's going to do show banner ad. Now if we just run this bad boy, so here we go. Okie dokie. Says add unit is currently warming up. Please try again in a few minutes. MoPub is not defined. Got an error here. Maybe I spelled MoPub incorrectly. Go to Sonar Frameworks. Yep, it's lowercase, so go back to app.js, change this to a P. I mean, to a lowercase p, I should say. Says the operation could not be completed. It's most likely just getting the add banner sorted out because we've just recently added it. So if that happens, just go to your browser and just make sure it's all working. And what we're going to do is go to helper.js, and what we're going to do is actually go to the inventory, helper iOS test, line item, preview is working a-okay, add unit, select banner add, test add. This is we can just try to test our add. At the moment it is not working, but if you wait a little while it does start working. So this is just something that can take a bit of time. As you can see, it says it's currently warming up. If you just please try again in a few minutes. So what I'm going to do is just edit this little bit of the video out so you can actually see it working. And if this happens in real life, just wait a few minutes, wait 10-15 minutes. So we'll be back soon. Hello, so we are back now. It took about 3 to 5 minutes to load, so it's nothing major, and as you can see our ad has appeared. If I just click this, it just loads up our company website as we specified the click URL as that. So it's that simple to use MoPub. So just to recap, if it doesn't load straight away, just be patient, wait 5 or 10 minutes, come back, actually just leave the simulator open, and it will show the ad once it's basically loaded it. So it's that simple. All the links will be in the description that you need. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on sonarlearning.co.uk/questions.php. Please like, rate and subscribe because that does really help and enables us to bring free content to you. And as usual, thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day.